Hello, Uta here of Trans Widow Uta Hagen YouTube channel with a very blue flower. It is a weed though, so I pull it up in most places. I am sitting in front of my meadow beds. There's the Cotswold planter, and over there behind the fence is my border garden with all the dahlias. You can see my sort of green wall growing up, and here is the salvia plant in the meadow bed. And I had just a minute ago, I had a hummingbird, so I'm hoping maybe it will come back. I will show you the other side of my meadow with the rudbeckia and the feverfew and some Walker's catmint. And and there's the ornamental onion, the allium. So I've been having a really great time watching the pollinators, and I'm here to read out to you Maria, Trans Widow Maria's responses to 20 questions to ask a trans widow. Now, I do recognize that it is very hard often to bring up these difficult memories, and I think I'm waiting for about 4 more trans widows to send me back their answers. And I'm very understanding that sometimes the women reconsider because they are afraid of a retribution from their ex-husband, who, even though she is using my voice to tell her story, she is afraid of retribution. She is afraid that her ex-husband might alienate the children, as my ex-husband did with my children, and so on. So I really appreciate everyone who has come forward, and I also urge everyone to go to Lime Soda Films YouTube channel and watch the premiere of Behind the Looking Glass, filmmaker Vaishnavi Sundar's documentary profiling, I think, more than 20 of us. Some, like me, appear on screen, and she spent so much time and effort organizing animation for those who felt that because of possible retribution by the ex-husband and his allies, that she couldn't put her face out there. And she was afraid of being recognized. I've only been recognized once. That was down in New York City. And it was funny because I was afraid when this lovely woman came up to me and said, "Are you Uta Hagen?" And I was actually afraid to answer yes, because I thought maybe she's going to clobber me or something. But actually I said, "How do you know this name?" And she said, "Well, I'm a fan of yours. I'm a subscriber." And she said her husband is a doctor and that he doesn't believe in any of this. And so that was a lovely encounter. But here we go with Maria. Okay, number 1, was his cross-dressing a revelation or your discovery? She says, 10 years into the relationship, he wrote me a letter and said it was just panties and nightings. So it was sort of a revelation, but he's also making a claim about what it means. And then that leads to question number 2. Did he tell you it's under control and not frequent, and then it escalated out of control? Yes. Did he select a therapist? Did that therapist or he claim the marriage is now a lesbian relationship? Yes, says Maria. Did he put money in a secret account? Maria says we never married, but were each other's significant other for approximately 35 years. He was wealthy, and we didn't combine our finances. So he didn't need, it sounds like he was doing all this stuff secretly, but he sort of, in a way, wasn't stealing from her, etc. Okay, did he wear your clothing or makeup? He wore my nightgowns. Number 6, did he suggest, coerce, or cajole you into sex role play? He tried to, but this went against my very nature, and I refused. Brava, Maria. Did a therapist suggest any of the sex role play? She says, I don't know. So she didn't have that kind of encounter with his therapist. Did he defame or vilify you? No. Did he claim to any therapist or a group of friends that you abused him verbally or physically? I'm not sure. He liked to rewrite history. This is the classic narcissist narrative. I got the feeling his therapist didn't approve of me or the way I supported him, or supported or didn't support, whatever. 10, did he attack you physically? No, we didn't fight or argue. Did he force unwanted sex? No. Did you live below the poverty line? No. That is, yes, and we're up to question 13. Did any members of the clergy? No. Oh my, we didn't have children. He was adamantly against it. In your own therapy or in the process of interviewing a therapist for yourself, did they say you should be calling him she and using his new name? She said it was implied. Did you lose a set of friends? No. Okay, none of the questions about him wanting to be called mother apply. Okay. So, did a therapist or husband or any relatives or friends tell you that your rejection of him and ending the relationship, in quotes, caused him to decide to live as female full-time? Without me, any restraint he had was lost. In quotes, he was now free to blossom. Okay, so that is the story of Marie. And I don't think we had anything besides this little insect flying around, but maybe next time I'll catch the hummingbirds. So enjoy nature, enjoy the woods and the butterflies, and I will probably post something after I've seen Behind the Looking Glass. I will be there on Friday Eastern Standard Time, that's 2 p.m., and I think British Standard Time it is 7 p.m. this Friday, August 30th, the premiere of the documentary about trans widows and trans orphans, Behind the Looking Glass.